Well, hello, everyone. I trust you're having a fantastic, fantabulous day. I am super excited, over the top, ecstatic to have these young ladies on with me this evening and today, and whenever else you're listening to it, whether you're watching the replay or you're able to be watching us and listening in live. So I'm super excited. So I'm Julia Royston at BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the coaching community, the book business bosses, as well as the host of Live Your Best Life, heard every Sunday morning on envision-radio.com, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And next after me is Miss Cheryl Underwood at 11 a.m. with Spiritual Nourishment. So I thought of this idea one morning and I said, you know what? I have four fabulous relatives, nieces, cousins who I think would just be phenomenal to interview because they have had phenomenal achievements, great things happening in their life, and so I want to hear from them because at 58 I am no longer I'm the old people. I am the old ladies right now. So, but I know that watching them and watching their achievements and watching what all that they have done, they are generation now. I don't know what they categorize millennial and all that, but they are generational now. They have high power positions on jobs, something I never would have thought about doing. They have gone to college, achieved multiple degrees, and all of that. And so I wanted to have a conversation, while we're sitting around um, in the house during the holidays or whenever you're listening to this replay. And please be sure and let others know, especially if you have younger African American nieces and cousins and daughters and granddaughters who feel like they don't know whether they're going to achieve, whether they're going to quite be ready, whether they're, um, what they're going to do in life and all this good stuff. Well, look at y'all in purple. Look at that. And then we got the black thing. Okay, I'm cool with that. So I wanted to have these young women on because they are clearly leaders in their field. They may say, I'm not a supervisor, and I'm not a this, and I'm not a vice president, and I'm not, but you're leading. Every day that you step out of your house and you head into a professional position, you're a leader. Leaders don't necessarily have to be the CEO or the president, but you represent the president, the CEO, and if you're in government, the president and the governor, and whatever position that you're in. So I wanted to have that conversation because I think outside the box, and I wanted to be able to um, show a very positive light on a race and a culture that's not necessarily shown in positive light. So if I have opportunity to do that, I will. I will. So hopefully sit back and relax. We'll be here probably about a 30, 45 minutes and then we'll move ahead. So and I know that Kendra will be joining us in just a few minutes, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And and then we'll take questions a little bit later. So feel free to ask questions if you need to. So I want them to go ahead and start and introduce themselves first. If you want people to follow you on social media, where you are in social media, tell us that, and then we'll move forward. We'll start with Jocelyn.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Porter. I am a law clerk for a judge in the U.S. Court of Appeals for a 1-year clerkship and moving into the legal profession further after this.
And social media, you are?
I don't really get on it enough, so it's okay.
These girls is busy, but anyway, if you find Jocelyn Porter online, maybe not, maybe not. Brianna?
Hi, I'm Brianna Stallings. I am a personnel security specialist and a team lead for Department of Homeland Security. Um, yeah, well, I just got that. I just got promoted today to team
Yay!
lead.
Oh, we love it.
So I'll just add that in there. Um,
Oh my goodness. Promotion. We love it. We love it. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome. Nasia Patterson.
Hi, I'm Nicia Patterson. I am a communications and marketing manager for the Kentucky Housing Corporation, and they are a subsidy government agency that provides fair housing and anything basically home related, any kind of programs for the state of Kentucky. And
Wow.
social
Okay. So
media,
I got to ask you why I'm thinking
yeah.
about that. So, what impact has the tornado situation? Has that impacted you at all?
Absolutely. It has impacted us a lot. We are doing tornado relief right now. We are sending funding down to Western Kentucky and areas like that. But we do have quite a bit of programs and facilities, some rehab facilities and some scholar houses down there that have been slightly affected, but luckily they haven't been too affected. But yeah, we provide all that. Anything housing and funding is us. So
Wow.
it's been a lot, but nothing that we can't handle.
Yeah. Well, and that's clearly boots on the ground because when you are in and I know we're going to get back on to topic, but I mean that is so current. That is such a recent topic, especially with just people's houses just demolished. Like they come home or they were under the basement or they were in I saw the one man's makeshift shelter where he got his whole family. He just dug a hole in the ground basically and created his own shelter. And then from there, then when they came out of the shelter they had nothing. So that is just an incredible situation and something that I know has got to be pressing on your department more than anything else. That's interesting. And some things you didn't even know about. You didn't even realize that was going to be a part of it, but now it's a part of your job. Exactly. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So are you all creating housing or you just have the housing there, the makeshift housing there already?
We're not really creating housing. We partner with the the programs that have already been in place with our government. So Kentucky has gotten a lot of funding, especially from FEMA already. So our job is just making sure people get that information and that help and support. So we're not really doing the boots on the ground. We're just like the liaison between the governor and the people there in Western Kentucky. So if you go to our website, you can see and you can click and see how you can get help, where you can get it from, and if you're someone that wants to help, it has all of the information you can do to give to those people that have been affected.
That's incredible because, well, believe you me, Bible says money answers all things. So y'all helping to get money to them. That's gonna help them rebuild and recover. Dr. Royston, are you on? No, she's not quite ready yet. Okay, I'll give her a second. So my first question is, when you hear the word millennial, what does it mean to you, Jocelyn?
Okay. So I thought, well, one, just like it's a group of people who have common experiences based on when we were born. But I think it also provides an opportunity. I know sometimes it's a negative connotation, but because we have improved in technology and access to education and things, even a little bit during our time, that gives you more things to take advantage of. So I think it may be better to be born now than previously, or you have something new that you can do with being a millennial. So I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just a new group of people and opportunities available.
Exactly, Rihanna.
Um, I don't look at it as a negative connotation. I look at it more of we were the trial and error people. So like because of us, like we are more technology savvy because we were there when we had dial up and AOL came in on the disc. Like your internet literally got delivered to you in the mail. So it just gave us a more opportunity to be innovative and creative and figure out how to push technology forward and use it in a more helpful way, in a more inspiring way. Like social media is a way to bring people together, like especially Facebook. You get to connect with your family, see what people are doing, especially during COVID. So all that type of things. It's just a generation of innovators, if you ask me, and we're hopefully Gen. I don't know. Are they Gen Z? Are they after us? I don't know. I'm almost 30. I be saying I
Say
don't
the bomb almost started.
know. um, so I would hope that Gen Z would kind of look at us as like, okay, they did this before us. They're inspiring. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, that's why I have you here, because I want you all to inspire. You're inspired. You're inspiring me just sitting here knowing that, woo, the future is bright. Nasia.
I like the word millennial. I think it's very interesting. Like the others have said, we are definitely technology based, but I think it's fair to say, there are pros and cons to every generation in life, right? Every generation has something that wasn't the greatest, and they have things that made them revolutionary. So I think that millennials are we're in that revolutionary point of view. We were born in such a interesting time of history. We've seen a little bit of everything, so I think that's what really makes us special.
Y'all are special. And Dr. Kendra Royston, so glad you're on with us.
Hi, I'm so sorry for the delay. Got caught in traffic, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I have to race." Uh,
So introduce yourself and tell us where you're residing and social media.
yes, so my name is Kendra Royston, and I reside in Indianapolis, Indiana. I work in the pharmaceutical industry, and I am the founder of a nonprofit called Stupid Science Incorporated. Social media is at the Stupid PhD on Facebook or Stupid Science Inc. on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. So follow us.
Okay, so the last question we just had and was so when you hear the word millennial, what do you think about? How does that make you feel? Being
So
categorized, you're still considered a millennial,
yes, yes. So it depends on the context, right? So is it someone from the previous generation saying you millennials with their finger wagging, or is it more of a positive connotation in that millennials are concerned about their mental health. Millennials are concerned about work-life balance. Millennials are, go-getters and technologically savvy. So when I hear the word millennial, I think about the level of work ethic that I have and the people around me who are also millennials and their work ethic. Because we're not just a generation of lazy kids who don't want to work or want to quit our jobs at the first sign of misery. We leave after 3 months. No, that's not us. We're concerned about prioritizing our own mental health, yes, but we're also going to motivate and move that next generation, move the future along, and help guide that next generation.
yeah. You all really clearly have well, this group here, y'all overachievers. I'm just gonna say that y'all achievers. That's just what y'all do. But people, I, I don't think you're afraid to change. I mean, so anybody want to comment on that? I mean, there's not all those. I don't see it so much as those lazy millennials as much as they will switch on a dime. That whole adage of work a job for 30 years and get a gold watch. Do y'all have that in your mind?
No. For me, it's more of what's making me happy and what's making me feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose in the criminal justice field. So, for example, when I graduated, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go into corrections. This is gonna be for me. I like the corrections for a month, and I was like, no, it changed you as a person. Like, I'm a very happy person. It made you very depressed and very defensive. So I left. Um, and I didn't feel like I was helping out inmates and like cutting down on the recidivism rate of anything or anything like that. It was strictly like lights out. Let me do this count. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then you were in there and you're like, oh, you're locked up with them for 8 to 16 hours a day. You're in jail at this point. Like, granted, you get to go home, but you're in jail. So I had to leave, and I was like, this is not for me. there's other routes in criminal justice that I can go that I will still feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose, but it's going to make me happy. And then that's when I was like, okay, well, I'll go the government route. So I did background investigations for a while, worked for the FBI for a while. I would probably still be working for them if they did not move. And so now I'm with DHS, but I'm happy, and I feel like within the criminal justice, like I'm helping other people get to their goals in life. Like I grant you a claim. That's not something that's easy to get. So, like I'm helping you further your personal life by getting you to where you need to be in your stepping stone in your career. So that's how I look at the whole job thing. Like, no, I'm not lazy. I work my behind off. And although like people are like, oh, you work from home, I am busy. I'm sitting on this computer like, okay. So like although I work from home, it's a luxury and I appreciate it. And even when I go back to the office, it's like a 2-minute walk it's behind my apartment building, but it's still fulfilling and it makes me happy and I'm happy to do it. So that's how I look at it. Like you have to do what makes you happy. You have to do what's good for your mental health at the end of the day. So if you are somewhere and in 30 days you can't do it, don't do it. Find somewhere else that makes you happy and that will keep that mental stability going, because mental health is very, very, very important. Your happiness is very important. You can be the most successful person in the world and be depressed.
That's not a good spot. That's not a good
Yeah.
headspace. Anybody else want to comment on that? Because
I'll
I
comment on
think
it.
that's great. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I love everything you said, Brianna, because that there we see previous generations working themselves into the grave with stress, hypertension, and all these other comorbidities that result in you going into an early grave. And I think that having peace of mind and job satisfaction. So if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. You'll have fulfillment, and your cortisol levels will be low. So your stress levels will be low. And I'm all for that. I give it the old honest try before I walk away, but it's not in order to move your career forward, you'll find that most people who are successful and high wage earners, they switch corporations between every 2 to 5 years. So it averages about every 3 years they hop corporations to advance their career. And I think that the difference with this generation, and these are like C-suite executives who end up doing this, and it's very strategic. I think the difference with the millennial generation is that we're not just doing it for career growth, we're doing it for personal satisfaction as well. Because as soon as we pass away, they'll have another person they'll have your job posted by the end of the week, and your role will be filled within 2 weeks. And so life goes on. And so you have to learn how to prioritize what's important to you. And so changing at the drop of a dime, I'm loyal to my family, and I'm loyal to myself to an extent. I'm loyal to a company that cares about the things that I care about, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Jocelyn and I see you want to comment.
Go ahead, nice.
Well, see, Jocelyn and Nasia was born in a family that we've always done multiple things. We have never been able to say, "Oh, we just do one thing." Their grandfather taught school and had a janitor service. They've been involved in always multiple church activities. They've been involved in these two have had probably traveled on planes more than most people have as an adult. They had done that by 12 years old. I mean, they so they have literally seen the world. So I don't think either one of you. Do you feel like you would be trapped at all in anything? Because your granddaddy told you you could do anything you set your mind to, right?
Right.
Correct.
No, I wouldn't. I'm free to move around as new things come up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And to your point, I have always been encouraged to try as many things as possible. Growing up, as many sports as you can try. Soccer, basketball, whatever you want to do, track, it doesn't matter. And I think that it was so important to it was important that the point was made that we tried, right? You tried it out and to see how you liked it. And we always had to finish. If you don't want to do it next season, that's fine. But you have to finish this season. And I think that is so important career-wise as well, because we're all given assignments, and it's important for us to make sure we're finishing the assignment. Because every time there's some sense of adversity, if you quit and you don't work through the adversity, you really don't know if you're learning the lesson that you're supposed to learn in that season. And if it's something as far as career-wise, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to kill you, but it is going to be difficult. And if you decide, hey, this is not for me, then the next season, I believe that you can move on.
Excellent point. All of you, excellent point, because it really is. Now, I know that now at 58, because I was one of those people that after 2 years that didn't work out. So I moved and went something else. Oh, I need more education. And so I've never had a trouble moving. But there are a lot of people in my age range who do. Who like when you get a job, you just hold on to that good job, girl. You don't let that good job go. But the millennials, as you can tell, they will try it out for a season. But if that season is not fulfilling, it doesn't work for you. And I think that's probably one of the contentions between the millennial age and the generation ahead of you is like, what you mean you quit that job? What you mean you left that people? What you mean you switched? You switched anything, restaurants, gas stations, because routine and doing staying in a routine is comfort. Staying in a routine is it solidifies it. You know who the boss is, you know where the bathroom is, you know where all that is. But that's not gonna work for this next generation. That's not gonna work. And it's not working for me. So I'm old, I'm 58. So it didn't work for me either. So I agree wholeheartedly. So my next question is because you've already imparted so much. The younger women are watching. What do you want to tell them? What do you want to tell them? Jocelyn, you want to start?
Sure. I think I had two things. The first was be flexible. I feel like there's a lot of expectations for how your life should go and like what you should do. And when you graduate college, you should do this and just kind of be flexible. It's okay if your life path is not the exact thing that your friends or your parents did. Just go after what you're passionate about and what you believe in. And it'll all work out in the end. And then also know that you belong in the rooms you're put in. And I know that can be hard, but just if you got the job, even if you don't know why you got it, they know why you did, and they know why they hired you. So just do what you can and what you know to do, and you'll figure it out. But don't feel like maybe I shouldn't be here, because that doubt is not true. You are where you're supposed to be.
Oh, speak on that and the
Isn't that?
imposter
Come on, look.
syndrome. Come through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very, very wise and good advice. Being my mom told me something similar to that when I was in grad school. She said it wasn't your job to determine if you belong there. It was somebody else's, and they did. So stop trying to do other people's work for them and perform like they knew, or that like they had faith that you would. So those are powerful words. Advice. I would say become comfortable being uncomfortable. Any place worth going is worth growing into. And so if you're in a place or a season where you feel unchallenged and you're complacent and you're comfortable and you have a desire for more, it should eventually begin to feel uncomfortable being in that comfort. So when you're stretching, when you're growing, when you're evolving, it's not going to feel pleasant. You're going to feel stupid, quite frankly. And this is where I get my slogan from. It's okay to feel stupid, but don't you dare stay that way. Because when you're doing anything worth doing, you're going to be coming into contact with the unknown. And entering into the unknown is scary. you feel like you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And then when you do know what you don't know, it's like, oh my goodness, it's so much. But taking it a day at a time, a step at a time, and becoming comfortable in that discomfort is a sure sign of growth.
Yeah. Nice.
I would say to learn to learn the lesson. I feel like every situation that we encounter, um, it's there to teach us a specific lesson. And you can about bet that if you don't learn it one time, the same lesson will come to teach you the second time. And the more you're spending time trying to pass the same test and learn the same lesson, you're actually wasting time that you could be spending to become who you really need to be. And so I think that is so important to learn the lesson that is placed before you. And a lot of times when we face problems and issues, we say, oh, well, we're just trying to get through it. We just want to get through it because, like you all said, it's being uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good, but it's where we are. So while you're in the lesson, you have to learn, hey, what am I going to get from this? What am I going to get from this adversity? What does this mean for me? And how can I move on and position myself to where I'm not going to have to deal with this anymore because I've passed that test. I've learned that lesson, and hey, I've aced it, and I can move on to what's next for me. So that would be my main advice.
Wow. Brianna?
Take your time. Don't rush it because someone else is 25 and they have this, that, and the third. Take your time, figure out your purpose. I try to instill that into my little sister. She's 23 and she's looking at me now and she's like, oh, you make this and you do that and you do all of this. And I'm like, it took me time to get there because Lord knows at 23, I was not there. So just take your time, learn as much as you can about whatever your life path is, about yourself. And don't be afraid to just jump out there. Don't be afraid to say no. I learned that a while ago, actually, like it's okay to say no to things. I especially learned that spending summers with Kendra when I was little because there was this one thing and I was so definitely afraid to say no. Kendra is very good at karate, guys. And she went to a karate class, and I am a tutu, give me ballet shoes, tap dance type of person. But I was always told you had to try something. I tried it, and I cried the entire class. And I had to look at Lily and say, I can't do this. And that's when I learned it is okay to say no. And it's okay to learn and take your time and figure out what is okay for you. What's meant for you will be for you and it will all come in due time. Don't rush it. Do not rush it. People looked at me and was like, oh, you're 25, you still live at home with your mom. Yep. Stay at home long as you can. Save your money. Don't leave until you're ready. Don't do anything until you are ready to do it.
Excellent advice. Now you see why I wanted to interview these 4 young women tonight. Yes, go me. Smart move. Yeah. No. So last 2 questions because I'm super excited about all that they have to offer. They are wise. Don't let the age fool you, honey, because these ladies, excuse me, girls, these ladies are wise. So it's a 2-parter. So first off, what is on your to-do list? I can't say bucket list because y'all not old enough for a bucket list. Okay. So what's on your to-do list? And really, what do you want your legacy to be? Who wants to start? Ja?
It's not a very serious to-do list, but mine was to travel more. I want, whenever this COVID thing, I know I've traveled a lot, but I've got more places, to Italy and Australia and New Zealand, just because I feel like I got on the path I am now because I traveled somewhere and I experienced life in a different country and different cultures and issues. And then I got passionate about that. And so I changed course to the legal field. So I feel like if you travel more, you learn more and it expands your understanding of what you want to do. So that would be my to-do list. And then I guess impact and what I want to do. My thing has always been to give a voice to people who are not heard. And so I started in journalism and I thought that's how I wanted to do it. But now moving into the legal field, nobody really wants to go into court. That's like one of the things, like going into surgery and going into court are the two things like people really don't want to do. But if you feel like you were heard in the legal system and that your concerns were heard and that you got to say your side of the story, even if you don't like the result, at least you feel like you had dignity and people considered you. And so that's what I want to do. And the impact I want to have is that people felt like I cared and that I heard them and I tried to do what I could to help them.
So I want you to talk just a minute about your time overseas for international studies, because I think that was really important. Jocelyn and I chastised them a lot when they were when I first started teaching elementary school, because they didn't talk a lot, and and so I was angry at them because they only said good, fine, I'll do your feet good, we fine, and I was in there with these wild and crazy kids jumping on top of stuff. So anyway, but they've spent a lot of time travel, and so what would be the most impactful thing that you had with studying abroad? What was probably the one or two major lessons that you had studying abroad? Because I was really happy, but what was it was that the Paris bombing that happened while you were gone?
The airport explosion in Belgium.
Yeah, in
Um,
Belgium happened while she
yeah.
was over there, and I'm like, where in the world is Jocelyn? Where is Jocelyn right now? She's like, I'm good, I'm fine. You were somewhere else, another country. So
Yeah.
what for those who may be listening, or those who know of a young person who is like, I've never been out of the state, I've never been anywhere. Now these girls have been everywhere, but all of them have been everywhere. But what would you say was the greatest impact for you studying internationally?
So I think for me, and it's probably the program I did an exchange program. So not only was I in a different country, I was in class with I think it was 20 of us, and only one other person was from the United States. And so in those environments, you're forced to get to know people and talk about cultures in a way that maybe if you were at home in your own community, maybe there's not a lot of people from, I don't know, Egypt. One of my classmates was from Egypt. I probably would have never really encountered someone from Egypt in my small bubble, but then I did. And so you learn more about the world, and it changed my ideas of what's happening around me and how connected you really are to people who aren't necessarily like you or have something different from you. And so from there, you care more, I think, about what's happening to people around you and want to make a difference. And so it expands your bubble in a way that maybe if you stayed in your smaller community, which also has its diversities as well, you may not be able to see or think about.
Right, right, and that's a great point. Being able to, because the world is literally getting smaller, especially with COVID. The world is getting smaller, so being able to be open to other people, that helps you in cultured environments, corporate environments, other cultures, etc. Because most of the major corporations, they're international. They're just not in the U.S. Some are, but a lot of them are international. So for you to be promoted, for you to have enlightenment, for you to have other things happen to you, being open to that. So that's a wonderful thing. So, the ceiling is not your limit. The sky is, the world is for all of you, because you have a broad sense of the world. So I was just curious. So, Brianna, what's on your to do list, and what do you want your legacy to be?
Um, right now on my to-do list is fingers crossed that the world does not get shut down. So I can go on my vacation for my 30th birthday. I'm also saving up right now. So in like the next couple of years, I can buy my first home. That's on my to-do list. But the cost of living here is ridiculous. That's all I'm gonna say. And hopefully next fall I will be going back to get my master's. It's just hard to find a program like online that I really like. And unfortunately, I wanted to well, first of all, I had to pick a concentration. And since now that I'm with DHS and it's cybersecurity, I was like, let's do that. But I already have a certification in it. So I was like, I don't know. But I'm guessing I'm going to go back and get my master's and I'm going to do cybersecurity. That's what it's looking like. Because, hey, why not?
Why
It's
not?
always good. Yeah, it's always good to further your education. So to me, it was either go get my master's or in undergrad, I was one credit away from being a dual major in psychology, which I had no idea. No one said anything. I would have took the other class. So I was like, do I want to do 4 years of undergrad again or just go get a master's? So I was like, I'll just go get a master's degree.
Yeah, get the masters. Get the masters. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It'll be much easier than undergrad. I'm gonna tell you that.
I love undergrad.
Grad school. I mean, seriously, grad school is much easier than undergrad. I hated undergrad, but grad school was like, yes, now I get to be with something I enjoy and I want to learn about, and that makes sense. And I don't have to take these bunny classes that I don't even have no interest in. Yeah. Yeah, so good. So go back and get the masters and get the house. Nasia? Oh, did I lose her?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing more marketing. I know marketing is already what I kind of do, but I really want to do more marketing that actually really helps others. So I would say my short to-do list definitely has business on it. I think I was bit with the business bug since birth.
I wonder why. I wonder who. I wonder where.
I wonder why. But
I wonder why. I wonder who.
Absolutely. So business, what that will look like, I'm not exactly sure at this point, but something around the realm of that. And whatever else I can do to help make myself better. And my legacy that I want to leave, you know, I'm a church girl, so I just want to leave the legacy that I did what God called me to do. I really want people to be to say, oh, her life blessed me or impacted me in some way. And I really want to do what he has for me. So that's the legacy that I hope to leave.
Yeah, not just a church girl, PK too. And I'm going to let that slide. All right, Kendra next.
That was wonderful hearing everybody's to-dos and their legacies that they want to leave. For me, I can start materialistic. I really want to buy a Tesla. And so I want to save for that car and get it pretty soon. So that's the materialistic one. Career-wise, I want to, and I'm gonna put it out here in the atmosphere. So, if my leadership is watching this, they know it. I want to get another promotion. And so I'm being intentional about getting leadership opportunities on the job and externally. So creating opportunities for myself. So that's the plan. As far as the legacy that I want to leave, I really want to I'm taking steps to be instrumental in diversifying the face of STEM. And so the legacy that I want to leave behind are lots of Black and brown kids, boys and girls that have an interest in STEM who are doing well in STEM and getting jobs in their respective career fields. And I'm hoping that it will persist and continue long after I'm gone. And hopefully they'll say, I was looking at this thing called stupid science and it inspired me. So those are the to-dos and the legacy.
Oh well, girl, save for your Tesla, honey. I'll jump in. We'll go up to Indianapolis and take a ride in the new Tesla when you get it. Me and Uncle Brian will come up there and take a ride in it.
Road trip.
By the way,
I'm coming too.
Oh yeah, she can get on a plane from DC and Baltimore and be down there in a heartbeat. But so BK Royston Foundation and Stupid Science partnered to give a scholarship away to a HBCU nursing student, and very proud to do that. And we hope to open up the application process. I already have someone who wants to help promote that in January. So be on the lookout for that, and follow Stupid Science on Instagram and what was the other social media? Stupid
Uh,
Science,
Twitter and Facebook
Twitter and Facebook. Oh, okay.
and LinkedIn.
And LinkedIn. And so follow Stupid Science, find Stupid Science online, and continue to move forward with that journey as we continue to move forward to hopefully impact some other lives. Thank you, ladies, for being with me this evening. I trust that it wasn't too painful, huh? Andrew, it wasn't too bad, too hard on you. But
No,
look,
we're always taking donations. Remember to put that plug out there.
oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we're always taking donations for. We gave $500 and a laptop. We did have someone help us with the laptop, but if you want to make a donation, go to bkroystonfoundation.org, and it is a 501c3, as is Stupid Science. So we'll be happy to help that. I really didn't fully understand what that really meant. I knew what it meant technically, but when you see a face, when you hear from actual departments who are grateful and appreciative of the support that we were able to give, it helped me to move further. So go to bkroystonfoundation.org if you wish to support and help us, as we in the nursing field needs more nurses, and definitely needs more African American nurses as well, so that patients feel comfortable with people serving them and helping them that look like them. So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted you all to be on tonight. I wanted to spotlight and highlight African American leaders in their industry, leaders in their community, but also leaders in the world. I speak that not just prophetically, but you all are living that out. And so that I pray God's covering over each and every one of you, so that you continue to live your best life and be all that you can be. So follow them on social media. We applaud you for all that you all have accomplished. If you want to support Stupid Science and BK Royston Foundation, or any of the other organizations that help diverse groups of people, we greatly appreciate it, because the future is bright. It may look a little, with the pandemic, it looks a little crazy and uneasy right now, but we're here. And so since we are still here, we're going to make an impact on the world. And if I can allow my platform to be able to support that, to be able to show that, to be able to highlight that, to be able to spotlight that, I greatly appreciate it. Now, one plug I haven't given yet is Nicia Patterson is an incredible graphic artist and designer. So just in case, find her, Nicia Patterson. She's an incredible graphic artist, and I know the Housing Bureau in the state of Kentucky enjoys that as well. But that is all, we do multiple things. Business is what we do. And being multi-gifted is definitely what we do. And be sure, if you ever go shopping with Brianna, that you have flat shoes, because she will walk you and walk you and walk you and walk you and walk you. So next time I'm going to sit in the car, and I'm just going to give her the money that I need to buy what I need.
My boyfriend says the same thing. He's like, no, we're just gonna do it on Monday. And I'm like, no, we're gonna go.
Yeah.
He sat in the car
Young
yesterday.
lady who knows what she wants and how she wants. No, I don't want that. No, I don't like that. No, I don't want that. No. So she has a clear idea. You're not gonna be confused. Like, she doesn't know what she wants. She's just gonna go until she finds it. Hey. Well, I love you girls more than life, and I know you all have a lot going on in your life. And thank you for spending time with Aunt Julia, and I appreciate it. And you all be blessed. And good night to everyone. Love you all. Bye-bye.